Good morning, how are you? Welcome back to another vlog. I want to just quickly start the vlog, but we're gonna do like a Monday, Tuesday vlog because I will be just prepping therapy as always, like I always do on Mondays. I have a couple of IEPs though that I'm writing, so I thought it could be fun just from an SLP point of view to kind of take you maybe a little bit behind the scenes of like going into writing IEPs, kind of share my thoughts as I go through writing goals and things. So this will probably be a very verbose vlog, but very informational, and you just get to see the thought process behind some of these more technical sides of our jobs, more of the paperwork sides. And then tomorrow I will be doing a full day of push-in therapy, so we'll have that like fun push-in therapy side. I do have a couple errands to run after work. I'll explain more once I get to my office. I really need to get out the door. I haven't even finished my makeup yet. I'm just gonna finish it at work. But I did get the new iPhone, and I do need to go and exchange my old one. So we're gonna do that after work today because I want to get that done off my plate and checked off, because I think I only have like a 2-week window to do that, or else I get to pay the full price. Like, it's a whole thing. So that's happening today, and then I do have an after school session. It's my last week with my after school client before she moves into a preschool program. So they just decided that, you know, they would take one thing off their plate, but the preschool program, she'll get services. So very exciting for her. Anyways, let's get out the door and I'll explain more about everything and catch you up once we get to work. Okay, we made it to work. I just finished my makeup and I just messed up my eyeliner so bad, but I'm not even gonna worry about it. Now I actually got some stuff finished on this IEP, but let me walk you through where my head is at on this. This IEP is tomorrow afternoon, and I am pretty much done writing it. I do everything, like I write my drafts of everything in a different document before I put them in the document that's like shared by the entire team, because it seems like I procrastinate, and I've made like many a reel and TikTok, I'm finishing my makeup, about how I procrastinate on IEPs. And I've gotten some lovely comments, and I'm being sarcastic when I say that, because I've had people be like, you know, you're not servicing your kids the best that you can because you're not writing your IEPs like a week ahead of time and all this stuff. But in the setting that I am in, I find that sometimes I'll write an IEP and I'll get it done, and then 2 weeks, a week even can go by, and I'll see different things in that child that I'm like, I need to add this in. So I take my time on a separate document and then fully put it all in, like, you know, at least before the meeting's due or when the teacher asks me to have it in by. But sometimes I need extra time just to get all those little bits of progress and just all those observations and stuff. So I really take my time with it. And I like to, I'm not going to show you, but on the other side of this is a Post-it note with all these goal ideas that I have written down that I just like, I want to make sure I give my students the very best. So it's not that I'm procrastinating. And if you want to call it procrastination, it is, but it's me really being mindful and thoughtful about what I'm presenting for my students. So the way I write my IEPs, first I do their progress on their previous goals, and then I look at those. I have parent questionnaires that I send out to figure out how they're doing at home and connect with the parents in one way before the meeting. And then I will also do my own just informal screeners. You know, especially in preschool, we're looking at just different vocabulary, answering questions, following directions, like all kinds of things kind of in those early basic concept kind of areas. And then I look at those, determine where they might need goal areas to help them meet like the next level that they could be on. Or look at, you know, where is our functional communication at? Do we need any kind of AAC? Do we need any other supports? And so that's really what I do after I make I write their progress. I then put all their present levels of functioning or performance into a separate document, and from there determine goal areas. So I'm on my final step here, and then from goals I determine services. Goals and service, well, once I write the goals, services, they're easy. I can come up with those pretty quickly because I'm so used to doing this now that I know, like, for these goals, these kinds of services are appropriate, blah, blah, blah. Plus I do a lot more push-in. The kids have a lot more access to their peers. So for this little student of mine, I adore her. I've only known her since the beginning of this school year. She's not one of my returning students because she's from my new site. But this is an interesting case. I haven't had a student with visual impairment that I'm writing goals like this for. So like, for instance, this student had a goal last year of being able to identify new objects. So, and from like a field of 3. And there's a barrier there. I am having a hard time deciding if I can really say she met that goal, but I'm having a hard time saying why, right? I don't think it's for lack of understanding what things are. I think it's because when she's presented with items or pictures, she's having a hard time seeing them. So I'm looking in, what's functional for her. And I'm like, okay, well, I want to continue working on a goal like that because she obviously needs some support there with identifying objects. But do I give her a goal that's more functional, like maybe identifying body parts, because then she can do that on herself, or maybe even it's identifying familiar people in the room. But again, right there's a visual barrier. So I need to connect with service providers today. I need to connect with the vision specialist, and talk to her about whether or not this is an appropriate goal in her eyes for this student. This is where that collaboration piece is so important because I'm still learning. I have only had one other student, and that was 5 years ago, on my caseload where I was thinking about these things. It's been a long time, so I need to refresh my memory on this. My second IEP I'm writing, I haven't even started. This IEP is on Thursday afternoon. Again, it's another one that I have been procrastinating on because I've just been wanting to observe and work with him a lot more. He was absent last week, and it was such a bummer. My teachers are out at a training right now. They'll be back at 11. So around lunchtime, I'm gonna head up to the preschool classroom. I'm gonna talk to them about how he did on Friday and just collaborate a lot for this student. Those goals are probably gonna be very collaborative. We're just gonna be working on them together throughout the next year. So that's where I'm at there. I really have to go use the restroom. So that's probably why I'm talking fast. So I'm gonna go use the restroom. Then I'm gonna send out these emails and get to this collaboration piece and go from there. Another thing that I need to do that I haven't done, Friday, I actually left work not feeling very well. And so I took my data binder and I need to do my billing for Friday. So I have my data binder and I'm gonna write data a few days later. We do that sometimes, we have to. Okay, it is 10:32, so that means I've been at this IEP writing business for about 2.5 hours. I think I've earned myself a break. So I've just finished, I did progress and the present levels of performance or present levels of function, however you say it, for my second student, my Thursday IEP. And this student is one of my limited verbal communicators who I am actually really considering looking into more AAC for, based on where he's at and also based on a recent training I had with open access. So I think that I am going to write him a lot of goals that kind of surround the idea of utilizing core word boards and speech generating devices, and in hopes of maybe in the springtime starting an evaluation on him for maybe a device going into kindergarten. It's just one of those things where I still have to learn what the protocols are, because I want him to have a device now so I can start using it and modeling it, but I don't know how we're supposed to go about that, legally. Can I just start trialing, but they're telling us the most latest research is saying don't trial, do an evaluation. I don't know what the rules are. I don't know if it's California rules. That's the one aspect of my job that sometimes gets a little bit frustrating, I guess is the best way to put it, just because there's no one way to do something, which makes things kind of murky, and there's a lot of gray areas. And one person says it's right to do this, the other says it's right to do this. Both say they're experts, right? And both have the training and both can say they're experts, but it's what is the right thing to do? Can I just make that determination for my students? Sometimes and some days I'm fully confident, yep, I'm just gonna make it. Some days I don't have the right tools. I need to go to certain people, or some days I just don't have the confidence. It's just, sometimes it's just the way, but that being said, I am at the point for both my kids now where I need to be writing their goals. So I'm going to take a little break, let my brain rest, and kind of marinate all these things and plan speech therapy. my EAT visuals that I'll be bringing into each class, but I couldn't decide what to do because at first I was like, EAT, what am I gonna do? I already did Papa Pig, right? But then I was like, wait a second, there's a lot you can do with this. So I have a couple options. There's Hungry Caterpillar, which last year my Slippa and I made this, well, mostly made it, but then we did this activity with Hungry Caterpillar where you read the story and then with this you feed him all the little fruits. Somewhere in this box I have all of the materials for the Hungry Caterpillar, so I can go through that and do this. My other thinking is I have this activity. This is a super duper activity, which I actually just got set up to be an affiliate for Super Duper. So I kind of think it would be a fun idea to use this activity as a way to not only like show what I'm doing, because I use this all the time. This is the Animal Buddies. Look, this is how well you know I use it because it's breaking. Maybe I need a new one. But I thought it would be a perfect, like it's just perfect timing to share this activity and then also share you can get a discount on it, you know, with my code. So maybe we'll do that. As I talk through this, I do think that's what I'm gonna do because let me show you. So with this activity, oh, yikes, this is not good. You have all the pieces and you just go through and feed each of the animals. And I love it because the kids can make choices. So we can work on choices, we can work on yes, no. They can not only choose what animal they want, they can also choose what they want to feed the animal. And then you have the opportunity because there's matching. So like the bunny gets the carrot and they can ask for the carrot and I can say, oh, is this the carrot? And then we can work on yes, no. That way I made a language board that goes with this. So we have all the core words like I want, eat, yes, no, but then we also have the fringe vocabulary because this is what you would call a context specific language board, I guess, or word board. I will actually put my Super Duper code off the top of my head. I don't know it because I literally just got signed up this weekend. I will put that in my caption, or I'm gonna put it right here also for you. So that way I can link this for you in the caption and then you can go have fun with it. I'll be showing you how I use it tomorrow or like kind of showing you my centered time activity. Hey, so not a lot to catch you up on, but my phone was, because I've been filming a lot on it today, the battery was kind of going. And because this new phone, it doesn't use the same charger as my old phone, I didn't have a charger at work. I don't even have a charger for my car. So I put in a quick Target order to pick up a charger and I'm headed to another site for my SLP meeting. Now we're hooked up. I also needed a midday pick me up. Now I am heading out to meet with my fellow preschool SLPs just to catch up and plan our next set of core words, and that'll take us through December probably, but we're also just gonna collaborate and get ideas from each other. I'm trying to think of something I can share because we're supposed to bring an activity that we're doing in October, but you know me, I improvise, so I'll have to think about that one on the drive over there. Good morning. I'm at that weird stage of getting ready where my concealer needs to set for a little bit before I blend it out. So I'm kind of just like, well, what do I do? Well, maybe I will say good morning to you. Happy Tuesday. It is day 2 of the vlog, probably the last day of this vlog, but let me just give you a little update as to what today will look like because it's going to be a very fun-filled day. We're looking at it from a positive lens. So I'm headed to my Tuesday site, doing a full day of push-in therapy. I have to leave there by like 2:30, so I may have to cut my second set of centers short because their centers typically will go until about 2:30 sometimes. The kids are released at 2:45, so we kind of do our centers there later in the day. And I have a meeting at my other site at 3 o'clock. I don't know how long this one's going to be. This child has this is the IEP I was writing yesterday morning. Oh, by the way, I got updates on the goals. I was able to collaborate on a few goals and we're going to work on some touch and feel goals to identify objects. So that'll help because there's that vision piece, if you remember. And then just some very functional receptive language goals. But yeah, I have to get to that site, which is kind of far from my other site. So I have to get there by 3, have a meeting. It could be long because we have a lot of service providers. And then I'm supposed to come home, work out, and then we go to improv. I don't know if I'm going to work out today because we have improv. And I'm hoping I'll make it home in time to eat. There is a chance I have to tell Mark to just meet me at improv. And I'm going to have to figure out dinner somewhere in between. So wish me luck. It's going to be a fun day. But let's get there, have some fun. And I never planned my circle time activity. What are we doing? Eat? All right, I got to find a video. So I'll get there, I'll find a video, and then we'll do this. We'll get this. I just got to work, and on the drive here, first of all, it took forever to get here, but I started feeling so sleepy. And I just feel like I don't know, I just feel really tired. So definitely gonna need all the good vibes, got all the good energy. Thanks in advance. I forgot, I brought slippery fish. So I'll do that at circle time. We'll sing that. It's kind of gruesome because, you know, we're talking about all the fish and stuff eating each other. But that's the concept. Who am I to scoff at that, you know? I just made the most rookie mistake of all time. I filmed 7 minutes of me talking with the wrong facing camera because I'm on my phone, and I had I had it on self-facing instead of like the actual camera facing me. So you were getting the view of the street that I'm looking at. However, I described the street I'm looking at because it's so beautiful. I really love sitting here, like having this view for lunch. So that'll be part of the background, I guess. But I am on my lunch, and I had this long reflection that I talked through. I was reflecting on the fact that part of the reason why I'm sitting in my car eating lunch is because I need to decompress. I feel like I had a very overstimulating morning, and instead of, you know, eating in the same room that I'm working in or with anybody, I just want to take a break. Not, you know, just no shade, nothing against anybody. I just feel a little bit overstimulated and overwhelmed. There's a lot going on at the site that I'm at today. There's just been a lot of staff changes and new things coming and going. And I think that I've just been feeling like, not just at this site, but kind of across the board. It's end of September. We've been doing this for 2 months already, like as far as the school year goes. And I feel like now is the time where sometimes we can see a lot of negative, we just hear a lot more negativity. People are starting to get a little bit drained. We're ready for Thanksgiving break, you know, things like that. And so I feel like I've just been taking in a lot of negativity. Like it's been just things I'm being told or talked to about, and not even personal things, but just like we're talking about different situations, and it just feels like everybody's overwhelmed. And so I feel like I'm trying to, when I take that in, to adjust it and to like come out with things that are positive to say, but even that takes a lot of energy. And I don't want to be, you know, complaining to people all the time either, and like just transferring that negativity. I want to make it positive. But I've been thinking, like, how can I also just act like a force shield and just deflect things? Because I feel like sometimes I just need to do that too, because somebody will say something to me and I'll think about it all day, because I'll be like, that was so negative, and like, oh, that just hurt my heart or whatever, because it'll be about a student or about another staff member, and I'm like, that's just, you know, and I don't need to sit and take that in. What can I do to either deflect it, and not necessarily like deny it, but like, and be in denial about it, but just like, you know, do something healthier, and think something healthier. So something that my mom always taught me is like, to say like, I see God in you, I see love in you, and think those things while someone is coming at you with maybe things that are a little bit more negative, or they're complaining, or it's kind of irritating you, right? And so I've just been thinking about how I can do that more, and that, even just talking about it, it re-energizes me. It makes me feel a little bit better, because I feel like, I don't know if there's a full moon this Friday, or if it's the fact that I just haven't been getting as good of sleep, or the fact that maybe I'm having some allergies this week, but like physically I don't feel myself, and then mentally I feel exhausted and overwhelmed. So it's probably all those things combined. So yeah, just doing the little things that help me protect my energy. That's my focus. So that's partially why I'm eating lunch in my car. Let's see, I only have about 30 minutes. So I think what I'm gonna do is just finish lunch in my car and go back in. I was gonna try and make it to Starbucks, which I could do, but I would be pushing it. But I do think iced coffee sounds delicious right now. I just don't need it. I don't need it. I have about a third of my coffee left. So we're gonna just not spend more money on coffee. I've got to save for Boston, people. Got to save for Boston. We've made it to Thursday, and I want to start a petition to make Thursday the new Friday because I'm ready for it to be Friday. So yesterday I had an IEP after school. Yes. Okay, so Tuesday I had an IEP right after school. Wednesday I had an IEP right after school. Today I have an IEP right after school. I haven't finished the goals for today's IEP. That is because, before you come at me, that is because I have been working hard to collaborate with the teachers. We needed every second we could to like chat and talk and wait to see how things went, and being separated, and you know, in terms of me being at a different site yesterday and not being able to be right there, just makes it a little more challenging. But luckily I was able to have some great conversations. So I came in, got here early. I'm going to write these goals really fast before I have them all ready to go. They're drafted like pen to paper, but I'm going to finish writing those and then head up and do circle time. My last circle time of the week, thank goodness. I did get better sleep last night, kind of. Mark and I were like not sleeping well. I don't know if it got too hot in our house or what, but like at least last night was better than the night before. I do feel more rested today. So let's get ready. I did do something to treat myself today. I made myself a homemade pumpkin spice iced coffee for later. I'm gonna put it in my little mini fridge because I have my morning coffee right here with my morning smoothie. The rest can go in the fridge. In this weekend's vlog, I'm going to hopefully do some baking, some fall baking. But the other day I'd made some oat pumpkin pancakes, and gluten-free, dairy-free, and I had a lot of pumpkin puree left over, and so it's been sitting in the fridge and I need to use it before it goes bad. So I learned how to make pumpkin sauce to go in my coffee, but it's too sugary and sweet for right now. We'll wait till later. It'll be a nice treat in the middle of the day, especially before the IEP. You're gonna feed the animals. So we're gonna find the word eat, and then you're gonna tell them what food to eat, and we'll pick them out, okay? But what animal are you gonna choose?
Elephant.
Elephant. I'm officially the weirdo teacher that can be caught on the playground or in the hallways saving bugs, because I just saved a bee, and like two other teachers had walked by me and they're like, "Oh, you're so sweet. You're so kind to be saving a bee." But like, I like bees. I used to be so like deathly afraid of them. I'm not allergic or anything. But when Mark and I started dating, he basically helped me get over my fear of bees. And then like I realized how much we need to be like worrying about the bees and saving the bees and stuff, and I've become really protective of bees because they're so good for our environment. Anyways, it also, whenever I see a bee, like good things always happen, and so it makes me excited. So yeah, that's just fun fact. Thursday is done. Again, vlogging this week has just not been easy for me. I think there's just been so much going on, and it's literally like bouncing from one thing to the next, collaborating with one service provider to the next. In all three of my meetings this week, there's been multiple service providers, so not just myself, but also like occupational therapist, physical therapist. And I feel like before all these meetings, like I'd want to come on here and like kind of talk about what's going on or where my head's at going into these meetings, because I think that's just information like that not only can help us connect, but you know, you might realize like, oh my gosh, like that's how my brain works before these meetings too, or after. But like I have literally been just talking with team members like up until the point of the meeting. Like I'll finish a push-in session, and then today I went back to my room with the occupational therapist and we were just talking, and then the meeting started. So, yeah, that's just been the way it is this week. It's not always that way, but I will say I'm very grateful. 1, IEP meetings for the week are done. 2, they all went well. I felt like there was, most importantly, celebrations of what students have accomplished and the progress they've made, whether it seems limited or not, like it's progress, and we're celebrating strengths. And that's always a goal of mine when building connection with families, is to make sure I'm talking about that, because it's how I feel the connections are best built. And so I do feel like we've successfully done that. We've had, in all the meetings, things have been pretty well received, but also like, again, we're just talking about successes and how to help kids be successful. And so I think that that's just been a really positive thing. I don't feel like I get as nervous going into IEP meetings as I used to. And I think I have improv to thank for that. I was thinking about that on the way to improv the other night. Like these IEPs, like I just kind of take on IEP meeting Miss M or IEP meeting Marie, like a character. And not that I change who I am or change what I say or even believe in, but I'm able to kind of go into them calmly because I just know like, oh, IEP meeting Marie will take over. Like she knows what to do. And so I'm very grateful, because sometimes like I won't remember what I say after I like answer a question or whatever, and the teachers are always like, you did well. And I'm like, okay, good, because I blacked out because I was improvising. Not that I'm improvising, like I know what I'm talking about and I'm very intentional and mindful, but do you get what I'm saying? Like sometimes I have to just let my brain take over, let my heart take over and do the talking for me, because otherwise I overthink things. So yeah, I am now home. I'm going to get inside and work out. I'm actually really hungry. I'm going to need a snack and then we're going to work out. And from there, that's Thursday. Good morning. Happy Friday. I'm so happy it's Friday. I'm also so happy that it is the gloomiest, coziest looking fall day outside. It's supposed to get to like 75 degrees today, which not too bad. We're cooling down. This weekend's tomorrow's supposed to be like rainy and colder, and then Sunday's supposed to be a little bit chilly. Heat's back up next week. We're not going to worry about that. We're going to enjoy the fall weather. But I am going to head to work, and then I'm excited because where we will end this vlog is after work. My mama and I are meeting up for happy hour. And so we're just going to catch up, have dinner. We haven't had a chance to just have like mom and Marie time. And that's something that we just really value. And yeah, life has been just a lot. And so getting moments together is really special to us. To just, be very Gilmore Girls and catch up and spend hours just talking about random things. So we're going to do that. And then in between, obviously, is a day of therapy. It's not a push-in day. It's a day of pull-out / push-in therapy, but more individualized. Not that I don't do individualized things during push-in week, but I also, like having days where when I'm at my site that I'll be at today, I get to just really focus more on the individual kids and their services. If they have AAC, we're doing a lot of programming today and things like that. So that's what I'll be up to on this lovely Friday, last day of the vlog. Let's see what Friday brings. Cheers. Also, this is not what I'm wearing. I'm gonna go change right now. I just can't decide what to wear because it's like I want to kind of be cute in my cute little fall outfits, but it's Friday and everybody dresses casual on Friday. But then I'm going out to dinner with my mom, and so I think I'm gonna dress cute today. I think I'm gonna do it. Okay, I opted for casual. I brought my other top for later, but I opted for casual. I've got like my cute platform chucks on, and yeah, I feel cozy and happy. Also, this sweatshirt, how cute is this? It's a newer design from Peachy Speechy. I love their shirts and sweatshirts so much for like anything like spirit wear, speech pathology awareness kind of vibes. And yeah, actually, if you use the code Morris10, you get 10% off, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, they're probably gonna come out with a lot of fun Halloween designs. I'm excited. So I'm trying to program my own iPad, the TD Snap AAC app. If you're familiar with it, Toby Dynavox is like an iPad app. And I can't get the voices to work. So Google is my best friend right now. I want to use this right now in centers. My trialing of an app flopped, but luckily I had a backup. We had Verbal Me on the iPad. I don't know if you're familiar with that one. Always a good go-to for preschool if you're using some form of AAC. Now, it's lunchtime, and I'm gonna go heat my lunch up and eat it with the girls, and then we're on to round 2. On my way to meet Mama. What a perfect way to end a Friday. Just Mom and Marie time. We were sitting on the patio at a restaurant in our like local mall. It's kind of just in between where both our schools are that we work at. And we went to Yard House, if you're familiar. It's a chain. I'm not like super into like eating at chains, but they have a good, happy hour appetizers and whatever. I tried the Betty Buzz, is it Blake Lively's drink? I think so. It's really good. The grapefruit soda, really good. We just sat there for a long time and talked. My best friend, who's getting married next week, I'm in her wedding. She and her fiance were there running errands for their wedding, and we ran into them, and like we just chatted with them for a little bit. And then afterwards, I convinced my mom to go to Anthropologie with me. It's one of my favorite stores. We went in, and then she found a sweater she wanted to buy for me that I tried on, and I showed it in here. I wasn't too excited about it. And I was like, okay, I know, like, I'm grateful you want to buy this for me, Mom, but I don't like it enough. Like, I'm just going to let you buy it. So it was so cute, and I wanted to love it. I wanted to, just because it made my mom so happy. But it was just like really boxy on my shoulders. And I just was like, I don't think I'll wear it. I think when I wear it, that's what I'll see, and I don't want to feel like uncomfortable in what I wear or not confident. But she did find a gorgeous dress she's going to wear to my best friend's wedding. So that was exciting. So yeah, very fun. And now I'm home. It feels like such a fun, cool fall night. I think Mark and I are going to make some butternut squash to go with our chicken tonight and just hang out. The house is clean because he's been so awesome and like cleaned the house the last couple days while he was in between work and stuff. So I'm very grateful for that. So we have a clean house to just be cozy in. And that's the haps. I'm going to end this one here. Thank you for coming along. What ended up being a full week with me. All pieced together. It is 1 week, even though it may feel kind of sporadic, but it's been fun. It's been real. The IEPs they've been a lot, but we did it. And I think that's something that, we can always remember, right? Like it may feel like a lot, and there are going to be those weeks, those sometimes months where we feel like things are just stacked and stacked and stacked. And so how we utilize our time and prioritize what we're doing really makes a difference. Like this week, I went back to my speech room when I needed to. I didn't stay in the classrooms all day because I knew if I was rushing to get other work done, like paperwork and stuff, then I would be stressed a little bit more. So that did help. Today I took it super easy on myself, and maybe I didn't plan a whole lot for therapy. I was just there with the kids. One of my friends actually messaged me back on Instagram. I posted about just kind of feeling like I'm in the thick of it. And she was like, I'm having the same kind of week. And she's like, I've just had to stop and tell myself, as long as I'm there and I just love on them, then I'm doing my job. And I'm like, sometimes that's what we have to do. And we have to just put ourselves in that position to say, it's okay if I don't have all X, Y, and Z going on. It's okay if I'm not hitting all these goals right now today. I'm just here, I'm present with my little ones, and I'm loving on them. And that's sometimes what they need too. And we don't even realize it. Like we just need to be that presence for them. So that's kind of the lesson going out of this very busy week. I am going to start a new vlog tomorrow morning because this weekend's going to be very fun and very social event packed. So we're going to have a fun fall weekend with all the fall things. Doesn't that make you want to sing Blink 182? Anyways, all the fall things. Yeah, thank you for being here. I love you so much. I don't know if you can tell, but this whole vlogging thing has really transformed my mindset around work. It's building an excitement in me I didn't know I had because I get to share it and connect with you even more. And so without you, and this growing channel, I know it's still a baby channel, but it's something that has been starting to slowly grow, and I'm seeing just how positive the effects of being here and present with you have been on me as a speech pathologist, but also as a human, and first and foremost as a human. And so I just want to say thank you. And I love you. I hope you have a great rest of your day, wherever you're at, whatever time of day it is. And I'll see you tomorrow for me. So let's do it.